In 2025, we took a big bet to spend millions of dollars on an out-of-home campaign to make compliance less boring. So we're excited to show you and founders all over the world exactly how they can put on a stellar out-of-home campaign in just 6 months.
At some point, we just started scaling like wildfire, and we knew that in order to scale this to the next level, we really needed to come out to the entire world with a bang.
If you're sure that you have PMF, that people love your initial product, and you're ready for that big brand splash, that's the time to go out of home. We started planning our out-of-home campaign in April of 2025, shortly before we closed our Series A. We always knew we wanted to do billboards, and that was the perfect time to get started. Out-of-home media is typically bought in 4-week increments. So when you're thinking about putting together a campaign, see how many 4-week blocks you want to chain together. Try to avoid seasonality. In peak summer, most VCs, customers, mid-market employees, and enterprises are usually out. Especially during the Christmas time, you're not going to see a great amount of visibility. For example, with Delve, we knew October was going to be TechCrunch Disrupt, Salesforce Dreamforce, and SF Tech Week. We effectively doubled our exposure with the same amount of spend. Get there before everybody else and take over those hot spots when people are going to be in your city.
When it comes to putting your out-of-home campaign together, it's important to have one unifying theme that ties every billboard into one core idea. And the reason for this is anytime someone sees a billboard, they should immediately tie it back to your brand with this one unifying theme. For us, that was the line, "It's done in Delve." The reason we selected this was because we knew that this was what resonates with our ICP. When people think about compliance, they want it done, they want it fast, they want it easy, and we wanted to convey that Delve was the only choice for doing that. And so we rolled with "It's done in Delve." When it comes to billboards, the creative process is difficult. You're not going to be able to sit down and just come up with the perfect billboard copy, so it really comes down to generate as much ideas as possible, and then you'll go and handpick which ones are best. It also means talking to a lot of people, getting their input, getting their ideas, and then narrowing down this huge list into your top few lines that you end up running live.
First, you need to have volume. There needs to be a sizable presence no matter what format you're doing. So if that is billboards, if that's buses, if that's subway advertising, you can't be a one and done. You know, there's too many clients in this space and in every space that gets silenced because they didn't have enough media weight.
Especially in San Francisco, there's billboards everywhere. And so having some really creative, eye-catchy, memorable taglines are the way to stand out.
Putting together an out-of-home campaign takes time. You want to make sure you do it right. You're going to need 4 weeks from the date of flight to deliver creatives, and then 4 weeks from then to make sure you have enough time to put together copy and design. And ideally, you're going to want to start buying media 3 months in advance of that to make sure you have a good selection of the best types of placements.
We definitely had to manage a lot of internal biases alongside with managing all the vendors that we were working with. So we had a designer, we also had an ad creative agency alongside with the billboard operators on placements for those billboards.
I will often encourage clients to think about having an investment of about $250,000 as a starting point. Now that can go very far or that can be just a drop in the bucket, really depending upon what you are looking for, what you're wanting to target, and the type of media within out-of-home that you want to utilize.
When it comes to the age-old question of attribution, there isn't a great answer. Generally, you can look for 3 main things: an increase in site traffic, an uplift in branded search, and you'll see it mentioned in sales calls. What we do is attribute a certain percentage of each closed deal to the mention and use that to build a rough financial model. Always remember, go big or don't go out of home.